Hello everyone, we are Club at 22 and welcome to the Viceroy Bar. In a week where COVID took me out the game for a few days, what a way to bounce back by being here in the home of Club at 22 to start the build up to a crucial Old Firm game. I am a very proud host right now. I am Scott Carney and I'm going to introduce the guys. Before I do, I just want to say a massive thank you to the owners of the Viceroy and the staff of the Viceroy for being so accommodating and for letting us do this pretty fantastic podcast. It's a real great opportunity for us to do so, and it feels a bit of a homecoming. So, introduce the guys, don't really need an introduction. Ryan Amash, how are you, mate?
It's good to be back after you sacked me, mate. I'll just want to confirm to anybody that's watching or listening, the rumours are true. Carney sacked me on the spot. I went to the union, managed to get my job back, so it's good to be back, mate.
Yes, mate, and nothing to do with the fact you were in jail in Cheltenham for a
week. I was in Cheltenham for a week and then maybe London and Southampton, but we'll skim over that. Who else is there?
Ali Pearson, it's pretty special, this, mate.
It's good. I'm in here every Saturday, pretty much, but to be filming a podcast in the home of Club at 22, it's a bit special. I was asked on Saturday night about Ryan. Has there been a disagreement in the podcast? So I had to say it was Andrew that messaged me, and I says, "No, don't worry, Ryan will be back this week, and he's back with a bang, don't worry."
Yeah, and Scott Gemmell.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic to be in here. You know, we tried to do it in January to get the live show going, but actually to be here, it's phenomenal in this wee lounge bit of in the Viceroy in Club at 22. Really, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it.
It is. Yes, obviously we did. We were going to try and do it in January, but this would have been where we done it. We would have been standing up there underneath the telly, and we were going to do it. It was all plans in place, and then COVID got in the way yet again. But this is really special for us. So hopefully it comes across like that. We've tried to record we recorded podcasts on phones and stuff, but we've never sat down like this before. No. We were all sitting going, "What do we do? Who do we look at? What do we like?" There's no screen to stare at. But no, it's absolutely brilliant. You mentioned there, Scotia, before we get into Ranger stuff. Obviously, a lot of people have asked before. Tom Valance used to own this pub. He's one of the gallant pioneers of Rangers. There's pictures of him outside the wall. You'll have seen him in the intro video. So, Ali, I'll come to you. It's really special for us. We are named after this place.
Yeah, a lot of people ask, and obviously, if you do the Founders Trail, they go past the pub. I actually think the Founders Trail are coming into the pub, so you'll be able to come and maybe get a pint. So, that's why we're named. We had obviously a talk a way back at the beginning. We were talking about the podcast, what to come up as a name, and we all pretty much come up with this name, and it's got a meaning behind it, which is good. It's not just a name we've thrown out there. It's got meaning behind it, which is really good. But I'm just delighted to be here and with a pint in my hand as well. What else can you ask for? I know you're delighted, Scotia.
Scotia, I think it was probably you that eventually said Club at 22.
Yeah, I know. We're flitting about it because for people who don't know, we're in Pays Road West proper, right here. This is where Pays Road West happens.
Yes.
And then there's a wee street up at the Paisley Toll, and it's Paisley Road. And there's a few pubs that we have drank in there occasionally, and we still frequent. But it was just this, and you come in here and it's one of these. The Viceroy is one of these great old Glasgow pubs. It's got like an absolutely bouncing bar, and it's brilliant. So from that, and then it's the Rangers connection as well. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Ryan, be honest. See, when you first heard of our pod and it was called Club at 22, did you have any idea?
I did my research before you phoned me, as I always do. No, I had absolutely no idea, and I'll be honest. I was trying to rack my brains without. I'm a person, I hate Googling things. If somebody asks me something, I try to work out in my brain, which very rarely happens. But I had to look into it and then ask yourselves what it stood for. It's funny because one of my best mates, JJ, he asked me about it today and he said, "I've always wondered what that is." And I think it's a brilliant story. It makes our podcast a bit more unique. And I'm not saying, there's so many good podcasts out there and Rangers ones at that. But I just like the fact it's just a wee bit more unique. And the first thing I see when I walk in the Viceroy is the picture of Tom Valance. I think it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's just that it's held its character clearly, this place. And it's special.
They do, and they still honour the fact that they still will make mention of it as well, the staff and the owners here. So they're very proud of it. They're very proud that they own this place after it's been owned by Tom Valance. So yeah, it's a bit of background, obviously, the name of the podcast, but it's important. This is why this place is so important to us. It's not just because we drink here, it's because we're named after the place. So before we get to Rangers stuff, I just want to give a massive thank you to our sponsors, Manscaped, who are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Go to manscaped.com, use the code CLUB@22 and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. But most of all, your balls will thank you. I wanted to do that for so long. I didn't even worry about Scotia's Wi-Fi playing up.
That went all right.
That went all right.
Was that supposed to get my balls out?
No, you weren't.
No,
you definitely were not. And as always, please do like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the usual shenanigans. Right, gentlemen, Rangers stuff, why we are here. Sydney's cancelled. Ryan, who'd have thought it?
Oh, gutted about that. But you're all gutted about it. We've been waiting this announcement coming through, and I'm not going to sit here and praise the club and say great decision, well done for putting effort in cancelling that. Why the hell did you think that was a good idea in the first place? I think obviously there's a bit of bad news today, and we'll come on to that, but there's the one thing that came out today, and it was just common sense prevails, Carney. Nobody wanted it. People Rangers fans in Australia didn't want it. We have a unique thing here, and we don't want anything to do with them apart from having to hammer them when we can. No, it's the right decision, and again, I don't want to sit here and praise the club. I'm glad for all the Rangers fans, and I'm glad for us as a support we can move on because we've got a rather big month coming up.
It was an unnecessary distraction that we were all having to go through, including the protests and whatever else was happening. The club statement was very brief. Rangers can confirm the club will not be participating in the Sydney Super Cup in November 2022. After it became clear the tournament organisers were unwilling to fulfil their commitments to Rangers, we have, with immediate effect, terminated the club's agreement with the organisers. Ali, there was criticism. It came out immediately saying, they didn't come out and say it was due to the protests. The club cannot do that because it sets a precedent for that going forward. What the club have done there, in my opinion, is been proper, been business-like, and at the end of the day, they've stopped the friendly, which is what we all wanted.
Yeah, I was delighted to see it today. The club can't just come out after protests and go, we're not going to do it, because they're legally in a contract. Yes. So they're looking at loopholes. How do we get out of this? And obviously there is, I think there's a lot they've not been happy about in terms of Glasgow Derby being mentioned, Celtic coming out with it before it was supposed to be announced. So they've used loopholes, if you want to call it, to cancel it. And it's correct. I'm delighted they've cancelled it. Like Ryan, they need to sit around a table, the board, and go, why did we come up with this at the start? It's a very different scenario, but it's like, remember when we had Pedro Caixinha, we sacked him in the end up, but who came up with this guy's name? It's a similar scenario, and I really think in the summer the board need to get together with fan groups and get around a table and go, look, and listen to the fans. Yeah, they have listened to the fans, but it shouldn't have came to this point. But at the end of the day, I'm delighted it's cancelled.
Yeah, you're spot on. I can't disagree with you. The club made a massive error here, and nobody can really defend the club. It was stupid, really was stupid, and they've not thought. They've just seen dollar signs and thought very, very little else of it. Scotia, again, we can commend the club for finally getting to the right decision, but it should never really have got to this.
Well, I've written down Old Firm Friendly cancelled. Yeah, beauty. Because that is pretty much what it was. I mean, it
says Glasgow Derby there.
I apologise. Scott McDonald, I apologise. The Glasgow Derby, which is us in Partick Thistle or us in Queen's Park, isn't it?
I think so.
That's the Glasgow Derby. No. Straight away, I think the Rangers knew straight away that they made a mistake. I think, see, when you listen to Viceroy on the Heart and Hand thing, he was sitting there going like, oh, we've absolutely balls this up. And then they were trying to find a way out to what Celtic done and releasing it on the day. That's the thing that got me the most. They've released it on a day when that should be the talking point. But then it was all about the Old Firm Friendly. That's just kind of fucking ambulance chasers. I apologise for swearing, but that's what they are. They're ambulance chasers, and that's what they're going to do for the next period of time. Face it, for them. But for Rangers to get out of that, absolutely epic.
Yes, brilliant. It is. And look, this is what happened when you get into bed with your rivals. They can't be trusted. We all know they can't be trusted. They are the ones that released it early. They released it because, again, without getting into all that stuff, we all know why it was released when it was released. We don't need to talk about that. Rangers have to learn from this. I don't think there's really any doubt. You cannot trust them and listen to your fans.
You don't jump into bed with them ever.
Ever.
And that's where I've not heard the Heart and Hand interview with Bisgrove, but I did read a few paragraphs and quotes from it, and Bisgrove for me didn't come across as if he was showing remorse about it. It still sticks in my teeth. I think I might not get the words correctly here, but he said something like, the fans who are complaining about this will be the same fans who are demanding a winning team in the pitch.
Along the lines
now,
of that,
in our 150 years, we've never jumped into bed with Celtic and we're the most successful team in Scotland and the world. So we don't need to jump into bed with them, James.
No.
There's absolutely no need for it. And I think Mr. Bisgrove and Mr. Robertson have got bridges to build with this Rangers support, because they have tarnished their reputations and any relationship they had with supporters groups, and they've got a lot of work to do going into this summer, because the season tickets will get renewed and we're a loyal support, we've shown that, but we're an unhappy fan base after that decision. It's all is not forgiven.
No, and Ali, Ryan makes a very good point. If this had went through, this board would have been done, in my opinion. The fans would not have stood for it. If it got closer to the time, it wouldn't have. They wouldn't have survived. They wouldn't have got through the other end of it. So, yes, okay, they've cancelled it, but all won't be forgotten.
No, like I say, I think we need to get in a table in the summer, the fan groups, and get together, because they want to come across the Rangers board as listening to the fans, but they're not. The fans they've made several points. They want to stand, and obviously with the Union Bears, that's been kind of swept under the carpet now. We're not interested in that. So there's certain things that fans have wanted, and the board that haven't really listened. They need to listen to the Rangers fans. Now, the only positive I would say now is it kind of draws a line under it now. We can concentrate in the park, because we're going to come on to it. We're in April tomorrow. It's a critical time. We're game after game after game, major games. And that was a distraction. And even if the season in April goes the way we don't want it to go, that will be used. And it'll be turmoil at the end of the season, and we don't want that. So that's the only positive that comes out of it in terms of on the park.
Yes, 100%. Scotia, Ali's right. This was an unnecessary distraction. I said it earlier on. So to get this out of the way now, we have the biggest month that I can remember for a long time, literally a long time. I know obviously it was big last season, winning 55, etc. But this, being in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, playing Celtic about 9 times, I think, in a space of 2 weeks. And then potentially we could have a semi-final as well, obviously in Europe, and obviously we've got a semi-final with the Scottish Cup. So this was an unnecessary distraction. So the club have done the right thing.
Yeah, but this will happen again. There will be another Old Firm friendly touted around somewhere.
I don't think so.
I honestly think they will, because I said this when it came out. We had one when we were trying to play in Boston, or Celtic wanted us to play in Boston. Then we had one out in Perth or somewhere in Australia. They wanted us to play. So it'll happen again, because let's be honest, the Old Firm's all that kind of keeps Scottish football alive. But they want to call it the Glasgow Derby. That's
what I mean. That's the bit when I started to get annoyed, because it's like I understand the commercialisation of things, and in order to try and expand the brand and whatever else, but to do it this way was the wrong way to do it, in my personal opinion. It was stupid. It was absolutely stupid, and I think they've
understood the fucking reaction that we've had. Going like, no. And
no matter what that statement does say, we all know. I don't want to say we all know. Obviously, there's implications due to the way the tournament organisers have handled things. It's not went the way it should have. Rangers have found a loophole and got themselves out of it, I would imagine, anyway, from a business perspective. But the pressure put onto them by the fans and by the 99.9% of people that were going no to this has made them think, right. So that's the reason I was thinking the Old Firm thing again. They would be brave.
I think you can see it again, but let's go on to happier things. And April, as you were saying, April is a happy month. Well, it's going to be a skint month. Skint month, yes, very skint month. I mean, I am so looking forward to this month, and this is where you want to be. This stage of the season, you want to be competing in all the cups you can. Obviously, the League Cup's done, right? Yeah. But we're still in 3 cups.
Yeah.
And That's absolutely fantastic. When was the last time we done this? 2008?
Was it?
2008?
Was it? Check his notes. Check his notes.
2008 it was, yeah.
2008.
Before we do jump too far ahead, I have to address the picture that came out today of Alfredo Morelos. Now, there's people saying it might not be real, it might not be fully up to date, it might have been an old picture, etc. I'm going to wait and see what they say. Obviously, we're recording on a Thursday, so we'll not know the press conference till tomorrow. I'm going to hope that Alfredo Morelos is just playing a massive curveball here, and he just likes to kind of take the mickey a wee bit, and he's going to be all right. But Ryan, if this is true, it's a massive blow for Rangers. However, on the other hand, it still doesn't change what has to happen on Sunday.
No, with me, when I was coming in here, I just thought to myself, that's a huge blow for us. But we have lost players going into Old Firm games, bigger Old Firm games, by the way, numerous times. And we've applied ourselves, the attitude's been right, and we've done the business, and we've just got on with it. And that's what Rangers do. And we did it the first Old Firm game of the season.
Yep.
We're missing player after player. We had to bring in McCrory in goal. We didn't have a right back, and we just got on with it. And that's what we'll have to do. If those pictures reveal what we think they're going to reveal, which it looks like the story you're looking into is that he's going down to see the specialist in London. If you're going to see a specialist in London, you're going down to get opinion whether you need to be operated on. You're not going down there for somebody to go, you'll be all right for Sunday.
Yeah, no, I know.
So, because I read a few people going, maybe he'll still be all right. And I'm thinking, that is optimism at its highest, or delusional. But I don't know. I think we maybe need to, if the pictures are true, and I've seen Lee Davey had tweeted saying, my mate's seen him at the airport, so it must be right. But if they are true, and he is away down to London to see a specialist, I think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst will be planning Sunday without Alfredo Morelos, which is a huge blow for us, but we can do it without Alfredo Morelos, and that is the way we as a support need to think, because yes, he's pivotal to everything we do and the way our team are set up, but you apply yourself and you fight these games out and you can win them. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I've seen Rangers do it umpteen times.
Yeah, Ali, it wouldn't be Old Firm week without something like this happening.
Nah, it always happens Old Firm week.
Well, we were led to believe that Aaron Ramsey was out for 4 years by what a press. Who else was out?
Sakala with COVID and everything.
So,
and you can look the other side of the city as well. They've had players out as well, so it happens in Old Firm. It's just a pity because he's our best player.
Yeah.
And I know one player doesn't make a team, but the way we play is critical to the way we play. So it's whether Gio tinkers slightly with what we do. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what everyone's all the lineups will be. We've had a wee laugh and a joke. Cedric Itten's been in the Glasgow Cup game. He might. Well, I'd imagine he'll be on the bench.
That's a wee bit of a joke, man. That.
Yeah.
You're not telling me your lineup. You said you're not telling me you're on the pod, which I thought was a bit
off.
I'll come to line up, but
is Diallo on your team?
No. But no, I mean, we're all going to lean to Kemar Roof. Kemar Roof, to me, I like Kemar Roof. I don't think he's suited to playing what Morelos does. I don't think that's his game. I think he's a two. I think he plays with a guy with him. It'll be interesting what Gio does. You've got Sakala there as well, but it's a huge miss if Morelos is out. And looking at those photos,
doesn't look good.
That doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
In my head, I've ruled him out instantly straight away. But at the end of the day, we've got good players in that football park. These players know what it's win or bust on Sunday. That's the end of the day. A draw's no use to us. It's win or bust. These players, obviously with the game at Parkhead, I like to think that's in the back of their head to go, we need to go out and prove we are champions and go out and play like champions. And it's annoying, but it doesn't change what we're doing on Sunday.
It still has, the task in hand has not changed because Alfredo's not going to be there. Look, I hope to God we're all wrong and he makes a miraculous recovery, but from the reports you're seeing, from the pictures that we've seen, it doesn't look great. And you mentioned a draw's no good. Scotia, are you in that camp? It's a must win for Rangers on Sunday, or as a draw acceptable but not ideal? I agree no matter what, and I never ever do a knee-jerk reaction like Alistair. If we get beaten Sunday, the league is finished.
I think you're right there, because it's not that it's mathematically impossible. Like, if we get beat, we can still win. It's the kind of momentum shift. Like, they'll fire up their arse and go, oh, yes, we're on for it. So we really need to win. And I think if we win, then we probably can go and win the title.
Oh, aye.
So that's what I'm really, really hoping for. Like, get our players up for that. Because, I mean, you look at us, like, the way we've been playing in Europe, absolutely fantastic. Like, then we come back to, like, 12 o'clock kickoffs are no one's favourite game ever. Worst games in the world to watch.
What time's the kick-off on Sunday?
12 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
Aye, 12
It's Sunday, but it's in Ibrox, so that's the difference. It's usually a 12 o'clock kick-off away from home.
Yeah.
Like a St Mirren or a...
Yeah, I know what you mean,
stuff like that. So, no, I think we've got enough about us. Like, I look at our team and I go like, no, look around the team from like, yes, you've got it. We should probably win that game at Ibrox, I think. Personal opinion right now, tell me 2 hours later, I'll be like, no, we'll lose.
That's the thing though, you start going through the whole waves of it all. Ryan, you've been up to high dose since when? Sunday night? Tuesday night? Monday night?
Sunday before that. Sunday before that. Aye.
This is Old Firm Week, but mate, isn't it? It's constantly up and down. It's constantly they think of, God, what if we get beat? But what if we win? If we win, can you imagine what it's going to be like if we win? What's Ibrox going to be like if we win? It's just this roller coaster that we put ourselves through. And by the time the game comes, we're on knackered.
Oh, you're absolutely floored by the time the game comes. I'm like Ali. I think we had this conversation maybe the last Old Firm game, and I hate Old Firm Week. Yeah. Like, I genuinely hate it. I'll wake up during the night, and so people will laugh at this. I'll wake up during the night and I'll think, why am I awake? And it's usually if I'm stressed out about money or something big on at work, and I'm like, oh, I've got that thing tomorrow at work. And it's literally waking up during the night going, oh, fucking Old Firm Week. That's what it is. That's just waking me up, and I'm like, I don't need to piss again. It's just Old Firm Week. That's why I'm not waking up at this time in the morning. It's just, you're getting through the ringer. It's absolutely horrible. And all week I've been really, really pumped for it. And then when I seen that Alfie picture, I went, that's us. We're gubbed. Just need to write this off this week. And then when I'm coming in here, I'm like, we can do them whoever we play. And it's just, as you say, it's that you're up and down and everybody will be the same. But would you change it? No, you would have more Old Firm games in a season, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you would, mate. But
38 Old Firm games a season, or Glasgow Derby, as they like to call it.
You would be. Yeah, you would. I couldn't. I physically couldn't. Ali,
taking us 2 or 3.
We've already getting quite a few. I mean, what, 3 this month? Is it potentially 3 this month?
3, yeah.
Due to the second split game, or first or second split game is going to be the end of April. Yeah. Honestly, man, like, it's just not good for you. It honestly isn't good for you. And no doubt you'll pick me up and run to Mall and Alley and both would feel just as miserable as each other.
No, I was at our customers today, and obviously all my seasons ago the Ibrox, and they were saying, oh, you'd look forward to gaming Sunday. Instantly, no. Hate it. Everything about it. And like you say, I mean, obviously I work for an English company, and they always ask, oh, must be brilliant going to Old Firm, must be that. I'm like, honestly, like Ryan, it is horrible. I just want it done, dusted, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we're on the end of a win, and it's brilliant. If you win the game, it's the best feeling in the world. Mm-hmm. And you all put this. If I'm feeling it, might come on. If we're winning, it's outstanding. It's brilliant. If you lose, you just want to go home, sit in a dark room, and don't talk to anyone. That's why I take the Monday off of work. I don't need to see anyone the next day. But no, even being at the game, your heart's going 100 miles an hour. I don't know how many times I've said in this pod, Rangers will kill me. My death will be via Rangers. Yeah. I just hope they come out on Sunday and show us what they should have showed us at Parkhead, because they need to. If they don't, Celtic will beat us, unfortunately, but they need to show. If Rangers show what they can do, Scotia mentioned Europe, Rangers will have enough to beat Celtic, especially on their own patch with 50,000 Rangers fans behind them.
I think there's got to be a wee bit more than that, though. I think the style of play we play, everyone knows how good we are when it comes to it. If a team come and attack us, more fool you, because we are lethal in the counter-attack. But I think there's got to be more a kind of blood and thunder about us. Because see that, more dig, because that game at Parkhead was just, it was, you know how hard it is to watch a Rangers team who are only fighting. Yeah. It's the most frustrating thing in the world to watch. And I think we just need to show that side of the game for me is always there with Rangers. But see just that, a bit of blood and thunder. And I think Lundstrom and Jack Where I've gave my midfield away.
If
they two are playing,
and Balogun,
we outfight them, and it doesn't matter how many Japanese boys are playing well and all this nonsense. We outfight them, and I genuinely believe that, and that's what was required on Sunday.
I think you made a cracking point there. I know every single one of us, without even we've not seen each other's teams, Ryan Jack will be playing for every one of us. I don't think there's any doubt. In Scotia, that's one massive thing that we've got this time round that we didn't have last time round. That Gio decided to only put him on in the second half. That Ryan Jack is there, and I'm not trying to put all the pressure on him, but he makes all the difference to us.
Well, that half finished 0-0, didn't it?
Yeah,
with Ryan Jack on the pitch.
They were.
I don't believe
cruise
in that.
control.
Yes, I agree that they were fucking
miles out.
Cigars with it.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Ryan Jack, he's just.
It's horrible admitting that, isn't
Let's be honest. You know, they were very good in that first half. Let's not beat about it.
No,
they were very, very good.
We were very poor also.
Terrible.
Moving on, boys.
I know.
Yes,
Come on.
so, Ryan Jack.
Yes,
Let's go on to
Jack.
Ryan Jack. And Ryan Jack's just, we've spoke about it before. He just brings the best out in everyone around him. And there's a couple of things going up. You know, I'm a Scotland man. All the times he's playing for Scotland, every time he gets taken off, Scotland concedes a goal.
Well, was it not 2-0 the other night, and then he came off and it was 2 each?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, Stevie Clark, Ryan Jack stays on the pitch all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Scotland no win during the week. That's a shame.
I'll give you 4 reasons from that game that we played at Parkhead. Or four players from the game at Parkhead to the game we'll play at Ibrox. The difference is going to be Balogun playing at centre half, Bassey playing at left back where he should be, and Ryan Jack and John Lundstrom in the middle of the park. There's your 4 key players that. Well, I know Bassey was playing centre half at Parkhead, but 4 key players that weren't playing. I know Bassey was playing, but you'll be playing at left back. So that's 4 huge areas of the park where I think is massive for Rangers on Sunday. Particularly, as we say, Jack, because he brings a calmness, he'll tell everyone what to do, a Steve Davis type role, and Lundstrom. And what Ryan says, we need that dig.
Aye.
Didn't he have that dig? We let them come out.
Oh.
You know what Celtic are going to play? They're going to come out first 20, 25
they'll
minutes,
go for
gun ho.
They
They're
will go
going
for
to do it.
Aye.
We all know how they play, but we need to go out and react to them.
Aye.
Play our game. Don't
Totally.
set off them. And that's the 4 key players I think that we missed at Parkhead, which I think, or I hope, make the difference.
I honestly think this first 20 minutes of this game is going to be literally terrifying.
Aye.
Terrifying.
100 mile an hour.
Because it's just going to be full on. Because if they know if they win, the league is
done.
It's as good as done. In my opinion, it's as good as done. I know that's not very staunch, but
It's done.
6 points.
Plus the goal difference.
You just plus so it's a lot of extra points.
The game's left,
As
Carly,
people
and
say,
there's no many games
There's
left.
no
so-
many.
What happened with, obviously Nigeria were playing Ghana the other night.
And the riots that happened after that, I know that was mental. Was that because Nigeria didn't go to the World Cup?
It was playing in Nigeria, and
it was mental.
All the Nigeria fans were mental. I think a Zambian doctor got killed.
What?
That was totally mental. So I'm just hoping that Balogun, Aribo, and Bassey are fine from that. Well, obviously, condolences to the Zambian doctor.
I never thought that would be said in the
No,
pod.
I didn't. Of all the things I thought you would
I
say,
know that was going there.
yeah, a Zambian doctor.
That was mental.
Yeah.
Seeing that on all the scenes, so hopefully, selfishly for us, those 3 are back safe and sound, and Colin Moore you ready for Sunday?
I say that also brings up things about Alfredo Morelos even going. This knock or whatever it is was obviously there before he left because he didn't play for Colombia. Okay, he went out and probably did a few training sessions with him. Why did the club let him go? They should have said, no, Alfredo, sorry, I know you really want to represent, because I suppose it's all hindsight, isn't it, really? It's all kind of hindsight, but it did make me think, I'm like, if there was something that seriously wrong, why was he even allowed to go in the first place?
You see him at Dundee. You see him when he was taken off at
Park,
Dundee. He didn't look right at Dundee.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
seen him at Red Star, and we're all having a
buggy.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We're all having a laugh about him playing with the buggy, going in the buggy, and
He
coming
did
off.
point.
Yeah, and then he played the Dundee game, and he didn't look right.
No.
Didn't look right, and then you saw him taking off and he had ice pack on. And you're right, why is he going to Colombia again? Is he going because he wants to go back and he's in Colombia and he can see his family and all that?
Which is fair. Look, it's fair. That is fair.
So your son been injured, by the way. I'm getting emotional here.
I know. No, it isn't ideal. Brings me on to Aaron Ramsey. Now, he was 90 minutes. He played against, who was he playing, Scott? Austria. Which they won. They're nearly through.
Yeah, they're through. They play Scotland. Possibly.
Also Ukraine.
We'll see how that goes, obviously. So yeah, he played 90 minutes. Obviously, then he was left out of the squad for their friendly match. Obviously, led to the speculation that he was injured. He's not injured. Without spoiling your team, because I know we like to keep things close to our chest, Ryan, but could there be a bigger possible game for Aaron Ramsey to make a real impact?
Well, it's an easy team talk or individual talk for Gio to give. You've came here to play football. There ain't no bigger game, and you will never play in a bigger game in your career than this. And I genuinely believe that. I don't think Aaron Ramsey needs motivation. I think he's an honest individual. I've not seen him, as I said to you, I was on the tube in London when that Dundee game was on. I was trying to get a signal. It was on and off. Someone told me he played well. Spoke to another couple of boys and said he was average, just playing football, just maybe getting there.
He was okay.
But I think there's a possibility he could play. But I still don't know his position. Where do you fit him in the team? Is he centre mid? Or who do you drop out your midfield? As I've said before, I like our midfield. Or do you play him like wide right to link up with Tav? I don't know. I don't know where you would fit him, but I think there is a possibility he could play on Sunday. But do you want me to tell you whether I'd play him?
No!
Is that you're pushing me? I feel as if you're kicking him He's kicking him under the table there. No. I'll not tell you just now. Hold on to it.
You can tell if you want. Ali, did you think? Well, I mean, maybe we should just do the team around what we think it's going to be. But in my opinion, with Aaron Ramsey, I know I've said it's now or never with him before. However, if you're coming here to play football and you want to play in the big games, this is the biggest one that you're going to get. This is the most must-win game that we have right now. We always say it as a Rangers fan, it's always our next game. However, this one's a little bit different. So, is he ready?
This is what he's here for.
Yeah.
This is what he's here for. He's a world-class player, Aaron Ramsey. He is. Just not had a lot of games. He's played 90 minutes for Wales during the week, which is good. So he's got more minutes under his belt, and apparently he was good in that game.
Yeah. And
he's always good for Wales. Him and Bale, they're the two guys that make that Wales team tick.
See, on the other side of the coin, how raging must Real Madrid fans be about Gareth Bale? Honestly. Honestly.
How good was it? Was not a paper interview going out like, oh, you don't care about it? And like Bale was like, aye.
He's getting paid a fortune, but I mean, he's unbelievable.
I can't wait to see him at Tunbury next year when he's playing for us. Can't wait to see him.
He's in the Ryder Cup team. Sorry, Ali, European Ryder Cup team.
Sorry.
No, this is what he's here for.
Yeah.
He's played more minutes for us now. He's played obviously the two Dundee games. He's played against Wales there. This is what he's here for. We've all had the podcast and we've went, nah, it's not working out. This is the game he's here for. Okay. If he puts in a world-class performance on Sunday and we get 3 points and it's down to him, it's worth him coming up. Okay. It's worth him coming up. And he can kick on because after that there's 6 games to go, I think. So, I mean, I think we'll all pick a very similar team. I know maybe Scotia because he's a bit different from us all, but I'd imagine the 3 of us will pick. I think we'll pick the same team.
I think we will.
And Aaron Ramsey for me, I was happy he didn't play in that friendly, and for the manager to come out and we're resting him. And he only came out. He had cramp at the end of that game, and that's fair enough. He's not played a lot of football, but I think he could be key on Sunday. I think he could be key. I think he could be a curveball, and I think that's a wee spoiler. And I think potentially he could be a difference maker in that middle of the park for Rangers.
I think with what you were mentioning now, even more so with the fact that Kemar Roofe likes support, I think Aaron Ramsey could be that one to give him that support. However, I think it would involve a bit of a change in formation from us in the way, in order to keep us not leaving the back door wide open, to be honest. Maybe the whole 3-5-2 thing, whatever the way it usually is.
I'm just looking at the team going, why are you all discussing like what I'm doing?
Well, carry on.
No. Everyone knows how I hate the Welsh.
Sorry again for any Welsh listeners.
Sorry about that. No, I don't. No, Aaron Ramsey was great. I was obviously at the Scotland game on Thursday, so I didn't get to see him play, but by all accounts, absolutely fantastic. Ramsey's fucking great. He's coming on to like a pretty good game, and I think he's coming on to like fitness. That's the most important thing.
It's the fitness.
You know, for February, we all moaned that he's always coming on, he's not doing this, not doing that. He kind of got there, and he's got there at the perfect part, if I'm being honest, because, as I said previously, this is the biggest month that we've ever had as a football club since 2008.
Is he there yet though? Is he where like
when,
this is where you build it? I know.
When did he go?
I know. So if are we just play like, so say you've got in your team, right? I think maybe somebody has got him in their team. Right? Say you've got in your team, are you putting him there because he's Aaron Ramsey, or are you putting him in there because he looks up to speed? Because I've not seen it yet, and I might have missed something in that Dundee game.
Joe Aribo's been shite since coming back.
I know, but you can't.
I'm sorry, Joe Aribo is starting.
Yes,
he is starting.
I read it my team.
Because he is Aaron Ramsey, I also think that's a very good thing, because you've got players. I know Cal McGregor likes to run about and pretend that he's the mini-me or Scott Brown, but it's because he is Aaron Ramsey, and it gives a psychology thing of, well, that's Aaron Ramsey, and we've seen that he's fit and he's played 90 minutes, so I think there's like almost psychological stuff in it as well.
I keep on saying this, he's a more mobile Scott Arfield, I think, Ramsey.
Yeah, I agree.
To fitness.
Yeah.
He's a better version of Scott Arfield.
I'm not saying that Ramsey's like Arfield's a better player than Ramsey. Like, I think Aaron Ramsey's world class. I genuinely do, and I remember watching him, and he's my type of player, box to box.
You just don't think he's up to speed?
I just don't think he is. I think he's months behind, and this is like the critical period of the season where we need Joe Aribo, who hasn't. I'm going to say it hasn't really kicked his arse since January, and we need Joe Aribo. We need Joe Aribo to be a man of match contender on Sunday.
Agreed.
And that's what we need. That's what we need these players to be. Ken, Aribo, Jack. We need these boys to. One of these games where you're going, I couldn't pick a man of match. We're all so good.
Yep.
And that's where I wonder if Ramsey can take himself to that level. And that's why he's not in my team, guys.
I get where you're coming from, man.
And
I appreciate it.
Without disrespecting the league or disrespecting even the team, our team, does he need to be the top of his game to make a proper impact in Scottish football? Does he have to be? Because if he is fully fit, he is by far the best player on our football team. No, in Scotland by a mile.
I think in this game he does, because this game is blood and thunder, if you want to call it. It is gun ho. We've seen players come up here and be shell shocked.
Yeah.
Joey Barton, there's an example. Shell shocked at an old
He's aware, isn't he, Joey?
No, but it is. And they can have a laugh down in England all they want, but it's fast and furious, and it's
going to be.
It's going to be. We can't have passengers, and but I mean, look at Aaron Ramsey. I don't think he's one of these guys. I don't think so, but I kind of still agree with Ryan. I don't think he's up to pace. I don't think he is.
No, probably
but
not.
You look at Scott Arfield recently. I think he's been blowing up his arse recently. Scott Arfield. So to me, it's between Scott Arfield or Aaron Ramsey at the moment. That's your two picks right there. Yeah, I agree. And for me, Arfield at the moment has been blowing out his arse, but he's had 2 weeks off there.
Aye, and COVID, but reportedly COVID.
So that's your two.
But I've had COVID and I'm here, so I mean that makes sort of that takes nothing.
Fancy playing on Sunday?
Might as well. God, it's going to be very interesting. Before we do move on to our teams and to our prediction, 700 between 700 and 800 away fans are going to be back for the first time since 2019, if I'm correct. 2019, so they're obviously getting the corner again because the red zone or whatever you like has gone. I don't mind Away fans being in the stadium, I think it adds to the atmosphere. I know before we're going to have this conversation that we all some of us disagree on how much they should get and how much they shouldn't get. I am happy for them to have that corner as long as we continue to get the corner at Parkhead. Until they move, Rangers fans, they stay there. That's my personal opinion, because the view in that corner is shocking that you get at Parkhead. So if they want behind the goal, we get behind the goal. That's my only reason for it. If you got a full behind the goal, give them the full Broomloan back. But you've sold all the season tickets, so you're kind of clubbering a bit of a catch 2022. So I'm not particularly fussed about them having that corner, and the only reason I would give them the Broomloan back is if they moved us. Ryan?
No. No. Give them the Broomloan. I know guys that are like my dad's mates in the Broomloan, and I know there'll be people there with season tickets, and times have moved on, but us sitting in that corner, and you get slightly more, you get a bit more of than just the corner. And I've been in the corner before, and it's horrible over there. But
I mean the tight corner.
Yeah, I know that. And you can't see by it. If you're sitting right in the corner, you actually can't see down the touchline, because their main stand, because it's a shit type of stadium, their main stand actually sits out for the corner. Whoever designed that is obviously got one eye going to the shop and one eye going to the come back with a change. I like it. I like the big allocation. I like that European atmosphere where you can hear the away fans before you walk into Ibrox. It gets the hair in the back of my neck going. For me, the Old Firm atmosphere is special because of that, and I think that the Old Firm games are still a great atmosphere, but it's got that kind of European feel to it. I like to see them in pain. So I like to see if we beat them, 7,000 of them scattering away, getting out of the stadium as quick as they can. And my counter to your point of us, we need to move from that corner along a bit at their ground. It was never a problem in the 90s when we were scalping their bums. So why is it a problem now? But I just don't see it returning, Carney. I think the club they've moved on, and whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. They have now sold those seats, and I don't see, unless they bring in the European allocation, which they've done recently in some of the Europa League games.
We spoke about that at the post.
I don't know how they would manage it, because there'd be pies getting thrown left, right and centre. I don't see how it can ever revert. I think this is Old Firm games now.
Ali, what's your thoughts?
I get Ryan's point, having them with the full.
Look, see the atmosphere when they're there.
It looks good in the telly.
Maybe it's down to Mascar tissue that we had over the time that I've had to sit there and not enjoy myself.
that 5-0.
That was the worst.
But you can't you can't go like that. Well, they pumped us. It's like we get pumped with right, exactly. And that's our fault. But I've been to there'll be older guys watch this. I've been to Parkhead when we won the league there, and get it right. It's the best feeling ever. They didn't go like that. I just feel as if that is the reason the club's done it. It's so petty. And I know that's no staunch, but it's just that's what I think. That's my opinion on it. I've just jumped on you again there. I'll sorry about that.
I'd keep them in the corner.
I'm not shocked at that one.
No, I would. I think it's an advantage.
But does it not take away though from the Old Firm a wee bit?
I understand Ryan's point. Like have them all in the Broomloan, and you go out there and they're all. I hate looking at them.
I love looking at them when they score though. See when we score, that's what I look at straight away.
I get that, but I just think what we've done by putting them in the corner and giving more Rangers, and I don't think it'll change anymore. I think that's it. Until something radically changes. I think they've made their bed, they're going to lie in it, but I honestly think it gives a home advantage. And I know you can say, but we beat Celtic with Katic scoring the goal and we had the wee corner. Celtic beat us in 2019 and they had the wee corner. But you look at most of the games that have worked out, Celtic have won most of their home games against us. We've had a wee corner, and you look at Ibrox when they've been in the corner, we've won most of our games. I think it's a huge advantage, and I think it's an advantage going into Sunday. I really do. So I think it is what it is, and I just think we need to go on it now. Yeah, it is what it is.
But it's constantly going to creep up, though. Of course, one of these things are going to come back. I hope you're right. I hope it's an advantage on Sunday. I really do. Scotia, your thoughts on it, mate, before we move on to teams and scores?
I couldn't care less, man. As long as Rangers win, That's the main advantage.
Did you fill it full of Celtic fans then?
What, the whole Broomloan? No.
The full stadium.
You can stand outside, mate.
No, that'd be absolutely fantastic if the whole stadium full of Celtic fans and me. Union Jack.
They'll be shiting themselves.
Get it right.
You with your jockey, what's it they call the Jimmy hats on?
Kilt on the nibbit.
I know.
Soul tire.
There needs to be like this. It's going to this because I think there's been like a breakdown in communication between both clubs over the period. Certainly recently. Like,
It's been tit for tat, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's going to need to be a really big fucking paradigm shift to kind of adjust that because 7,000 in the Broomloan. How many season tickets are in there? How are you going to?
There's quite a lot now.
Yeah, I think there's thousands now.
Where do they get?
Well, is it not? We're at 45,000 season tickets or something along the lines of that. Into that
something like that.
So I mean, there's not
where
a
they
lot.
get where they get stamped to? Where are they going?
I know. I
agree with like Ryan's point. Like the Bushy Dortmund fans, it was absolutely brilliant. If you could get Celtic fans in there,
I do remember you could buy the Broomloan ticket. You could buy a season ticket.
You didn't
get
a Celtic game, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what it was previously.
And that's not ideal. You just kind of try and chance your luck and get one elsewhere. It would work for some people. I mean, I've been very lucky through my life that even when I didn't really have a ticket or have a season ticket at the time, I've managed to get to pretty much every Old Firm game because my dad has very nice friends that like to give me tickets. But that's what I mean. So, but you can't now go, oh, by the way, see, because you've been there, we're going to change our mind now. You can't do that. Because
that's why I don't think it'll change.
Imagine Ali getting asked to move. He's
not a chance. Well, I'd be saying, mate, no, 100%. 100%.
You're right to move seats to a Tim sits there on Sunday. No problem.
Not a problem. No, there's definitely, as I say, it's good. It's good that there's going to be two sets of fans there. I do enjoy it when there's away support because I think it adds to the atmosphere. Yeah. But I think this debate will roll on forever and ever and ever.
I don't think it's ever close, though, is it? Because no one's going to shift it.
No, well, and it's also hard to do business and come to an agreement with a proportion of society that hate our team more than they love them.
The problem is the hatred between the two clubs is as big as it's ever been in a long time.
Yeah.
Despise each other.
And because we're both back at the top of the league again. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Don't like each other. And the hatred is really bad between the two of them.
Oh, aye.
And that's another factor. And it is tit for tat. But that's what's going to be.
I think Rangers are also politically going on all that. Is Rangers are trying to wrestle some form of control back as well within Scotland, within politics, within everything, really, to try and have a bit of a start on that. Anyway, that's far too serious. We're about to go on to the serious bit. So we'll go on to the teams. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ryan, you can go first.
You
go first. Your team, mate, and your score.
Okay. And the score. Right. Okay, it's McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Jack, Lundstrom, and my other midfielder is Arfield. And then it is Kent. And he's got to know the man in the middle. I would play him. I'd play the man for Zambia in the middle, through the middle. I'd play him through the middle and I'd play Joe Aribo on the right-hand side. I think Sakala is a wild card. And even if Morelos was playing, which I think he isn't, I would play Sakala anyway in the right, and I would drop Aribo back where Arfield is because I think Sakala is a wild card. He doesn't know what he's doing. We don't know what he's doing. Surreal don't know what he's doing. And I like the idea of somebody just running at them because we did not test their defence at all, really.
No.
And we need to test it on Sunday and really put it to the sword because it ain't good. I know it isn't good. And I would play him as just a wild card. So he would be the man through the middle for me. And I am going to go. Boys, you'll need a Valium on Sunday. I'm going 3-2 Rangers.
God almighty, man.
3-2.
I don't.
See, he was silenced just after that.
Oh my!
I'm going 3-2 Rangers. John Lundstrom to score first.
No, fair enough.
Come on, James.
I'll go McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Jack, Lundstrom, Ramsey, Kent, Aribo, and that says Morelos, but it's not. It is Kamar Roof. I think there is bags of potential in Kemar Roofe to do the job. He has looked sharp. He has looked keen. He's made an impact when he's come on from a sub. If you want to write your name into the history books, Mr. Kemar Roofe, Sunday is your game. Obviously, if Alfredo is fit, I 100% play Alfredo Morelos. I think we would all agree on that. I am going 2-1 to Rangers, and I'm going with Sakala to come on from the bench and score an 89th minute winner. And everybody to sing Waka Waka.
Salah's done.
Yeah. But I think both teams will score. I'm pretty sure both teams will score. So get ready for a nothing each draw, everybody. But I think both teams will score. But I think we'll nick it 2-1, and it's going to be a very interesting run-in for the rest of the season. Alistair Pearson, your team and your score.
You've basically said my team and score. There you go. I'm going the exact same team. Exact same team. My midfield is same backline. Midfield, Jack Lundstrom, with Aaron Ramsey in there, and the top three is Kent. As you say, I'd play Alfie, but I don't think he's going to be there. Kemar Roofe. I get Sakala. I like Sakala. He is a wild card. But I don't think you will play him.
Is this the day for wild cards?
I know. He'll go with Roofe and Joe Rebo out in the right. Joe Rebo's played out in the right. He knows how to do there.
Cutting in, he's good.
Cutting in that left on that left foot.
He's due a
performance. Joe Rebo. I mean, I'm Joe Rebo's biggest cheerleader on this podcast, but what we said earlier, he hasn't kicked his ass since he's come back from that AFCON. He's been, and I've seen a lot of Rangers fans on Twitter this week saying, doesn't start Joe Rebo, doesn't start. But to me, we've got 2 tin openers in that team, and Ryan Kent and Joe Rebo. He has to start.
He's been tired. He looked tired. He looked tired.
He has looked tired, Joe Rebo, but he's a one guy who I put in the same category as Ryan Kent, who can create a bit of magic. And we need players like that. And no, I'm sorry, Scotia. So Joe Rebo starts, same team as you, Carnick, same scoreline. I think they will score.
Yeah.
I think they will score. But no, I'm going 2-1. It'll be 1 each, and we'll score to win the game. And it'll be Brian Kent.
I knew you were going to. I was going to.
And he's going to do the gun salute, and the whole of Scottish football will crumble because apparently he's shooting people. So no, Brian Kent, because he's due one and he absolutely hates them.
Right, Scotia.
Strap yourselves in because there'll be all sorts here.
Yeah, right, go.
No, there's not all sorts. I think they've got 2 changes from what you guys have said. So in goals is McGregor, Tab, Goldson. Here's one of the changes. I'm playing Helander.
Oh God, no.
That's it. Lundstrom sitting as a Stuart McCall, number 4, like a Kenny Anchorman, kind of sweeping everything up. Then Jack and Ramsey, and then obviously, as we were recording this, Morelos news broke, so it was like Roofe, Morelos, Kent. So I had to change that. It would be Kent, Roofe, and Sakala.
I thought you were going to say it in there. I was like, no. This has been good. This has been good, boys. You don't need to sack me. There's my resignation.
I've been screaming out for Roofe to play an awful lot of times recently, and every time he has played,
you're right. You do make a good point, mate, because when he has come on, he has looked very sharp, and maybe it's written in the stars. Who knows?
We need to create chances for him. We need to create chances for Roofe.
He can't do
Morelos' role. It. He can't do Morelos' role where he bullies defenders and drops in and stuff. That's not Roofe's game. We need to create chances for him. So there's no doubt about it. And that's where the midfield need to come in. They need to show a bit more desire and a bit more adventure with the ball and a bit more braver, because that safe ball ain't going to work on Sunday.
I agree. Kemar Roofe played up top against Celtic at Parkhead, and he was isolated. He had nothing.
I agree.
Your Ryan Kent, your Joe Rebos, who we've mentioned, have got to come and support him. And obviously you've got Ryan Jack, etc. Aaron Ramsey, Ryan Kent, and Joe Rebo, if they play, are key.
As well, see with me talking what I was saying earlier, I think this has got a massive potential for Roofe and Ramsey to be very close to each other, with Lundstrom dropping back a bit. And the fact that you've got Aribo there who can pretty much...
runners.
Yeah, he can play pretty much anywhere, but you're going to have Tav overlapping him, and you're going to have Bassey on the left-hand side. They are going to be crucial if Kamara Roof is going to be playing, because he needs something to get on. His movement is second to none.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's the best natural striker.
Probably.
I totally agree.
Probably. That's the thing as well. See, like if you play like that team, like Lundstrom can just flip back into
He can
the
3-5-2.
and he can go
Yeah,
to
he can go to 3. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and even we could possibly even move Ryan Kent in as well. I quite like Ryan.
Someone said that like when we beat Celtic Parkhead, obviously no one was there. We won 4-1, and it was Roof and Morelos up top with Kenny and behind.
Yeah, I think Kent's going to be crucial. I think Aribo's going to be very crucial. Whoever plays up top has got a job in their hands, and it's all.
Did you give your scoreline?
Score? Yeah. Line?
No, I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
What are you going for?
What's your scoreline?
2-1 Celtic?
2-0 Rangers.
Who's your first goal scorer?
Is that the thing as well? Lundstrom for Jokers. Goes for, excuse me.
That's fair enough. Look, it's going to be a massive game. Biggest Old Firm game since
the last one.
Since the last one, eh?
Since yesterday.
Since the last one. I don't think there's really any great doubt that it is since the last one. I've seen that getting kicked about. The Samaras one that Company saved the penalty, that's probably the closest thing I can remember this, because that's saved from McGregor.
It's a similar scenario as well.
Pretty much.
When was that? 2006, 2007?
Very similar scenario, the points difference as well.
It was round about this.
Don't put pressure on me like that.
No, it definitely was, because Alan McGregor, it was round about this period, because Alan McGregor was playing absolutely stunningly good.
Yeah.
So, would you be about 2006, 2007?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I really, really am looking forward to it all at the same time. That's been pretty special, lads. That'll do us. We'll probably do this again. I hope it's came across well. As I say, this is a bit of a shoot in the dark moment. We'll not know how this is went until I've stopped recording. But this has been class.
It's been brilliant. I've absolutely loved it. You know, there's been moments during this pod and I forgot we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
What it's just been, and I hope that comes across. It's just like that's the way we'll chat about Rangers in the pub, and I hope it comes across that way. And that's what kind of makes us, as I say again, unique. All we need is Rangers to get a result on Sunday. Their players are bumping their gums like nobody's business, talking about getting their hands on the trophy. There's 3 points in this. Let's go, Rangers.
Yes.
Agree with Ryan. That Yakimakis for them came out in an interview and said they're the better team, they're going to win the title. For me, that's a team talk.
Mm-hmm.
Get that on the telly, in the dressing room with him talk. I want them wound up as much as we are and go in the park and show it.
Yeah.
I've said it before, I can take Rangers getting beat off of Celtic if they show everything in the park and Celtic the better team. I can put my hands up and go, fair enough, Celtic were the better team on the day. But they need to show it, Rangers. They didn't show it in January. This is their chance to come back, and they need to show it. They need to show the fans that they want this as much as we want it.
Show why they're champions.
Exactly.
Yeah, Scott.
I kind of echo what Ryan said there. Like the whole reason, well, certainly for me, the whole reason that I'd done this podcast is because we were missing each other, not being in the pub, and this would been one of the pubs that we'd have sat and drunken after matches, and it's just. I love the whole like kind of the way it's all come together and stuff like that. Love it. So for Sunday as well.
Don't ruin it, Rangers.
I know.
No, it's all right.
Let's not end the season in Sunday, Rangers, please.
2-0 Rangers up the road.
Yeah, up the road.
I'll fucking win.
Yeah. Look, as you say, it's been something completely different for us. I've generally loved it. There was moments I forgot that I was on camera as well. Please let us know in the comments if you've enjoyed this. It's something we could definitely do again. The Viceroy have been absolutely superb with us, and they're very happy for us to do it again. So please let us know if it's something that you do want to see again. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I'll quickly wrap it up because I think we're nearly at an hour. We will be back with reaction after the Old Firm game, probably from this very location, actually. Probably from this very location, and I hope we are 3. You here Sunday?
3. No, I'm no driving on Sunday.
3 very happy Rangers fans, for sure.
I'll be happy as well.
Oh, you will be happy?
I'll be happy.
You won't be on camera.
I'll still be happy. Mind I will, but I'll be happy.
You won't be on camera. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yes, definitely. But yeah, that will do us. Thank you everybody for tuning in as always. As I say, please do like the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel as always. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. from the Viceroy Bar. Play up the Glasgow Rangers. Enjoy your game on Sunday. I hope your team win. Thank you very much.